Okay. Timeout 11:28. Okay. Resuming the agenda, personnel. A, approval to hire Stephanie Berger as the substitute custodian for the summer and for the 2021 school year. Do we have a motion?
Paula will motion.
Second, Catherine.
Paula White and Catherine Green. Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mrs. Ray.
Yes.
B, approve the following certified employee contract, Matthew Brump, 1 year in the middle school. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Catherine.
Laurie Isles, motion. Catherine Green, second.
Sure.
Miss Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Yes.
Okay.
I do apologize, since I made some changes on here. It kind of moved my wording a little bit.
Go ahead, Kathleen.
Okay. C, approve the following classified employee contracts. Joyce Berger, a 2-year custodian. Motion.
Move, Catherine.
Paula second.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Ray.
Yes.
D, approval to hire Angela Murphy on a 2-year contract as athletic director and will continue on approved salary schedule. Do we have a motion?
Paula moves.
Catherine, second.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Ray.
Yes.
C, approve the resignation of varsity softball coach Joe Vilvans. Do we have a motion?
I'll move.
Laurie Isles second.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Yes.
Okay, F, approve to change CCIP federal grant supplemental amount to $5,000 for the 2019-2020 school year. Supplemental is paid through Title I funds. Do we have a motion?
Laurie Isles motion.
Catherine, second.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Yes.
G, approve additional hours when needed for contracted classified employees for the 2020 summer months. Do we have a motion?
Paula White moves.
Catherine, second.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Ray.
Yes.
Approve up to 160 additional summer hours for Debbie Crone to finalize EMIS year-end data. Motion?
I move. Laurie Isles.
Second, Catherine.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Green.
Yes.
Approval of extended days supplemental contracts for the 2021 school year. Nathan Berkheimer, 60 days vocational ag, Amanda Calvert, 10 days counselor. Motion?
I move.
Who is that?
Laurie Isles, sorry.
Second, Catherine.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Miss Green,
Yes.
Miss Ray.
Yes.
Okay, J, approve of supplemental pupil activity contracts listed below for the 2021 school year. Position, boys basketball varsity, DJ McCommons, basketball girls varsity, Toby Sheets, basketball boys reserve, Javon Murberry, basketball boys freshman, Kevin Mell, basketball girls reserve, Tori Rummel, football high school, Wayne Stacy, football high school assistant, Anthony Joseph, football high school assistant, Larry Blackstone, football junior high head coach, Jason Gesture, football junior high assistant coach, Cody Shaw, basketball girls 7th grade and 8th grade, Lincoln Smythe, boys basketball 8th grade, Matthew Frump, baseball varsity, Maya Call, baseball JV, Matthew Frump, softball varsity, Ken Waddle. Position, soccer boys varsity, Andrew Fellers, soccer girls varsity, Jose Lara, volleyball varsity, Sharon Sheets, volleyball reserve, Sharon Sheets, volleyball junior high, 7th and 8th grade, Emily Van Cook, cross country junior high and cross country high school, Matthew Frump, high school cheerleader fall, Julie Bryan, high school cheerleaders winter, Connie Snyder, middle school cheerleader football fall, Kendra Dembski, middle school cheerleader basketball winter, Kendra Dembski, sophomore class of 2023 advisor, Beth Kingus, senior class of 2021 advisor, Maria Cornett, junior class of 2022, Jennifer Spaeth Mullis, high school National Honor Society sponsor, Marcy Schaefer, high school yearbook, Maya Call, middle school yearbook, Jason Basford, high school drama club, 2 plays, Lori Workman, high school science club, Beth Smith, high school academic team, Marcy Schaefer. Band and chorus, Cindy St. Clair, flag corps, Debbie Crone, civic club, mock trial, Jeff Lockhart, middle school science club, Erica Lockhart, 8th grade trip sponsor, Loanne Haynes, high school track, Wayne Stacy, high school art program, Danielle Sawyers, LPDC, Loanne Haynes, LPDC, Marcy Schaefer, LPDC, Jerry Smith, LPDC, Jim Heron, LPDC, Eric Fiskus, CIP, School Improvement, 2.5 extended days, Melinda Hamilton, CIP, School Improvements, 2.5 extended days, Sharon Sheets, CCIP, Federal Grants, Paula Wiederhold, High School Athletics Site Supervisor for the winter, Eric Schaefer, FCC LA, Julie Bryan. Do we have a motion?
Move, Catherine.
Paula will second.
Miss Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
and Miss Green.
Yes.
Approval to provide extended school year services between May 25th, 2020 through August 7th, 2020 to students in the grade levels, 1st grade 9 hours, 3rd grade 9 hours, 2 6th grade 9 hours, 2 7th grades 9 hours, and 1 8th grade 9 hours. Do we have a motion?
I'll move. Laurie.
Second?
Second, Catherine.
Did Kathleen already second or Catherine Green?
No, Catherine Green.
Okay. Miss Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
and Miss Green.
Yes.
All positions are pending proper credentials and background checks. Number 8, major purchase. Approval to purchase 80 laptops in the amount of $20,000 for the 6th grade students for the 2020-2021 school year. Laptops will be paid through the school quality grant. Do we have a motion?
Paula will make the motion.
Catherine, second.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
and Mrs. White.
Yes.
Do we have any other?
Yes,
Well,
we do.
you mean
Mrs.
Spring?
Johnson, we have up on here on B.
If you look at the screen, he's got it on the,
Remember he updated that, Kathleen?
Approval to purchase a floor machine for the elementary building at the cost of $6,852.10. This will replace the 20-year floor machine. Do we have a motion?
Move, Catherine.
Second.
is that Rachel Ray?
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs.
I have a-
White?
excuse me, I have a question, Mr. Collier, I didn't think of before. What then do we do with the 20-year floor machine? Does it have any resale value or trade-in value or anything like?
No, actually, the company that we use for a lot of our materials, according to Mr. Gaucher, is that they don't really make the parts for them anymore.
Okay,
And we have actually, they've sent us old machines to replace. They kind of like take off to fix this, so I think it's well due,
it's dead.
your old floor machine.
Okay, I just was curious. I don't know anything about floor machines, so I wanted to ask. But anyway, go ahead then.
So we had a motion, Catherine Green, and their second was Rachel Ray, and the first vote was Mrs. White, who said yes. Next one is Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
and Miss Ray.
Yes.
Business.
Okay, a new business, a resolution to approve the MOU for the waiver of the attendance incentive with the Fayetteville-Perry Education Association. This memorandum of understanding is entered into by and between the Fayetteville-Perry Education Association and the Board of Education of the Fayetteville-Perry School District. Whereas the parties have entered into a master contract, which is effective July the 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2022. And whereas Article 12, Section 12.11 of said master contracts contains an attendance bonus, and whereas the schools of the district have been closed to student attendance through June the 30th, 2020, due to the current pandemic, and whereas the parties desire to waive payment of the bonus for the fourth quarter. Now therefore be it agreed by the parties as follows. Section 1, for the 2019-2020 school year only, no bargaining unit members shall be eligible for the fourth quarter attendance bonus set for in Article 12, Section 12.11. The maximum annual bonus payment for any bargaining unit member for the 2019-2020 school year shall be $506.25 for full-time members and $253.08 for part-time members. Section 2, the parties agree the terms of this MOU are not intended to create a case precedent or form the basis of a past practice between or among the parties. All other provisions of the CBA not expressly addressed herein shall remain in full force and effect. In witness whereof, the authorized representative of the parties have each set their hand hereunto in order to signify their intent to be bound by the foregoing. Do we have a motion?
I motion, Laurie.
Catherine,
Paula will second.
second. Or Paula, that's fine.
That doesn't matter.
White second. Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Miss Ray,
Yes.
Miss Green.
Yes.
Okay, resolution to approve the MOU for the waiver of the fourth quarter attendance incentive with the Fayetteville-Perry Classified Employee Association. This memorandum of understanding is entered into and by and between the Fayetteville-Perry Classified Employees Association and the Board of Education of the Fayetteville-Perry Local School District. Whereas the parties have entered into a master contract which is effective July the 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2022. And whereas Article 10, Section 10.03 of said master contract contains an attendance bonus, and whereas the schools of the district have been closed to student attendance through June 30th, 2020 due to the current pandemic, and whereas the parties desire to waive payment of the bonus for the fourth quarter. Now therefore be it agreed by the parties as follows. Section 1, for the 2019-2020 school year only, no bargaining unit members shall be eligible for the fourth quarter attendance bonus set forth in Article 10, Section 10.03. The maximum annual bonus payment for any 9-month bargaining unit member for the 2019-2020 school year shall be $337.50 for full-time members and $168.75 for part-time members. The maximum annual bonus payment for any 10-month bargaining unit member for the 2019-2020 school year shall be $405 for full-time members and $202.50 for part-time members. Section 2, the parties agree the terms of this MOU are not intended to create a case precedent or form the basis of a past practice between or among the parties. All other provisions of the CBA not expressly addressed herein shall remain in full force and in effect. In witness whereof, the authorized representative of the parties have each set their hand hereunto in order to signify their intent to be bound by the foregoing. Do we have a motion?
Laurie motions.
Second, Catherine?
Miss Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Miss Green,
Yes.
Mrs. White.
Yes.
D, resolution to approve MOU with Fayetteville-Perry Education Association on supplementals. Fayetteville-Perry Local School District, Brown County, Ohio, hereinafter referred to as the board and the Fayetteville-Perry Education Association, Brown County, Ohio, hereinafter referred to as the association. Whereas the parties have entered into a master contract, which effective July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2022. And whereas the board and the association wish to clarify payment of supplemental contracts during times of school closure or canceling a part or all of a specified season. Now therefore be it agreed by and between the parties hereto the following. If an extracurricular season is canceled as a result of the closure of school during a state or federal emergency, or if season is shortened or postponed by directive of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, then the supplemental would be paid out on a prorated amount based on the percentage of the season or supplemental work completed at that time. If an extracurricular season is canceled as a result of the closure of school during a state of federal emergency, or is a season is canceled by directive of the Ohio High School Athletic Association prior to the start of the season, then the supplemental will not be paid. This memorandum shall expire on June 30th, 2021. All parties further acknowledge, agree, and understand that nothing contained herein shall be construed or utilized as past practice or precedent setting in any related or unrelated current or future grievance, arbitration, litigation, or matter of contract interpretation involving the board and the association. This memorandum of understanding shall constitute the full and complete understanding of the parties concerning this matter, and any amendments or modifications shall be in writing and signed by the parties. All other provisions of the collective bargaining agreement currently in effect between the parties, hereto not altered by this memorandum of understanding, shall remain in full force and effect for the term of the collective bargain agreement and no other. Agreements shall serve to alter the provisions of the collective bargaining agreement unless agreed to in writing between the parties hereto. Do we have a motion?
Paula moves.
Laurie seconds.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mrs. White.
Yes.
May I, excuse me, Mr. Collier,
Yes.
in the two MOUs above this one, above this resolution or whatever, you refer to CBA in both of those, and yet it doesn't say collective bargaining agreement. And the reason I'm bringing it up is I thought maybe you would want to like annotate those resolutions that that's what it stands for, or do you need to, or you know,
Let's see what-
identified every other abbreviation that you used and did not identify that one.
Yeah,
I'm
this
sorry.
is how the legal wrote it up.
Okay, and it's fine. I didn't know if just for format or whatever, if you wanted to do that, but that's okay. I mean, I don't need it, but thought, you might want to think about that. But
Sure.
anyway, okay. All right.
Thank you. Okay. Approval to contract with the Brown County Educational Service Center for the 2020-2021 school year.
I motion Laurie.
Paula seconds.
And I will add in the minutes where you guys will see this, where I'll have the amount, because I have to have that on my resolution, the amount that agreed upon. Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mrs. White.
Yes.
And may I say, I do appreciate the way the Educational Center prepares that bid or quote or whatever, showing what our prior year contract was and the current one, and the services included and what the difference is. I really appreciate that. That helps a lot.
So last year's cost was $744,492. This one that you just voted on is for $683,187.
Right.
Okay. Approval to participate in the GRIT GRIT project that is grant funded. The GRIT project will give students the ability to connect to Wi-Fi to complete school assignments and projects from home.
Paula moves.
Second, Catherine.
Ms. Ray,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes,
and Mrs. White.
Yes.
this is a
You have
very
the
good
other,
provision.
Tim?
Great.
No, we are good. Thank you.
Okay, number 10, adjournment. Do we have a motion?
Paula moves.
Catherine, second.
Mrs. White,
Yes.
Mrs. Isles,
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
and Ms. Ray.
Yes.